Aries and Scorpio sexual and intimacy compatibility. Aries and Scorpio are signs with an unbreakable bond. Aries is our first breath, Scorpio is the last. They are two sides of the same coin, both ruled by Mars, a planet of instincts, necessities of the body and sexuality as one of these. When they are in a sexual relationship, it can be difficult to set all of the aggression aside. Not only are they both ruled by Mars, but Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, too. Pluto is known for its destructive qualities, usually related to sexual repression, and it can intensify all things, sex primarily. So they are basically a combination of everything we don't want to deal with when it comes to sex, taboos and instinctive sexual behavior. This is a contact that lacks pleasures and tenderness of Venus. Both signs are the opposite of ones ruled by Venus and represent positions where Venus is in detriment. We could say that this means lack of love, but it is not quite that simple. Since Scorpio is a water sign, it is connected to our deepest, darkest ability to love. Scorpios need to feel emotion in their sexual experiences, but due to suppressive nature of our society, can live out some weird sexual scenarios that may seem sick and twisted to more conservative zodiac signs. It is a good thing that Aries rarely belongs to this category, for it is a sign where all conservative and rigid opinions have fallen with Saturn. If Aries and Scorpio find an understanding inside their sexual relationship, they will probably become the atomic bomb of all sexual experiences you can think of. Still, it is hard for them to find their shared language. They are, in fact, completely different. Aries likes things straight and simple. Scorpio, on the other hand, has a slight need to manipulate, play a game of seduction, and takes sexual relations very seriously. They always want to transcend all of their previous sexual experiences and find someone they can merge their soul with, to possess and adore until they die. Aries is much more simple and masculine when it comes to sex. It is a physical need that needs to be met. They usually have to build emotion inside a sexual relationship as they get to know their partner. This relationship's real possibility exists only if they share the need to satisfy one another and treat each other with enough tenderness. Aries and Scorpio trust. As opposed to sexual compatibility, this issue is easy for them. If you lie, you die. Not literally, of course, but a small lie could easily end their relationship. They are both jealous and possessive by nature. Aries likes to win and be the best lover and partner anyone has ever had. Scorpio wants to be the only one that was ever loved by their Aries partner. If they have doubts about each other's actions, it is very likely they won't last very long. Aries and Scorpio communication and intellect. Aries will probably tap their foot impatiently while Scorpio goes on and on about all those deep and meaningful things. From the perspective of Aries, this is something nobody should think about, let alone talk about all of the time. This wouldn't be expressed as boredom, although this is always an option with Aries, but more as a need to act and stop obsessing about everything. Scorpio is too dark and difficult for Aries, as much as Aries is too shallow from Scorpio's perspective. What they both enjoy though is their shared ability to give a lot of information in only a sentence or two, but this could interfere with their communication even more, since they might say everything they need to in a couple of minutes and have nothing to talk about afterwards. Aries and Scorpio emotions. It is really easy for Scorpio to get hurt here. It seems like they jumped into this relationship only for this reason, so they can repay some sort of a karmic debt. Aries will probably never know or understand what happened in Scorpio's emotional world because they simply didn't sense anything. They don't have a strong affection to emotion in general, and they are both trying hard to be strong and unemotional. This is due to the archetypal battle of Mars with the Moon, the rejection of one's emotional self and too much roughness in order to survive. Since there is no one here to keep the emotional balance between them, it will be very easy for them to openly cut one another, possibly many times, before one of them decides to cut their bond entirely. Aries and Scorpio values. It is a good thing they both value bravery and things that are concrete and clear. Still, they part ways in their further processing of these. While Aries considers something is done with as soon as it's cleared, Scorpio will dig for reasons why it would be unclear, or was unclear in the first place. So when together, they would both feel the need to clear things up, but Scorpio will obsess about them even when issues are solved and find new details that need to be cleared up, again and again. They need to be productive and fully independent, or they will drive their Aries partner crazy. When it comes to bravery, Aries thinks of bravery as a knight's tale, something to show when you are wearing your sword, while Scorpio thinks it is brave to sink into the darkness of the mind, go to the underground, the underworld, or challenge the devil himself. This is exactly where the difference in their deep levels of the nature of Mars comes to light. Although everything seems the same, nothing is even remotely close to being similar at all, as soon as you scratch beneath the surface. Aries and Scorpio shared activities. You could say that their main shared activity is sex. Everything else is secondary anyway. Summary. Think of this combination of signs through the most aggressive image of fire and water element. Fire evaporates water, just like Aries shatters Scorpio's feelings. Water damps down fire, just like Scorpio wears Aries out. They seem to bring out the worst in each other, and this is nobody's fault. It is just hard to reconcile so much focused energy that moves in two different directions. Their relationship is like the process of nuclear fusion and often just too much to handle.